Test. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Trinity Baptist College, the home of the Eagles, as we are ready for softball doubleheader action as the Eagles take on the Nighthawks from NAIA Thomas University. Hello again, everybody. I'm Ray Bureau, bringing you the action here at Trinity Softball Complex. You see the Eagles taking the field, winners of 2 last night in a doubleheader sweep of NCCAA South Region Payne College. And they're going to take on one of the big powerhouses from the NAIA Sun Conference. This is a season opener for the Thomas Nighthawks. Last year they were 29-21, went 2-2 in the NAIA Sun Conference Championship Tournament, and now they are ready to start things off here at TBC in 2023. Meanwhile, the Eagles last night won Game 1 against Payne 7-1, and Game 2 by a score of 4-2. They had to come from behind to win, but they got the job done with a 3-run 5th inning. Actually, they had a 3-run 5th in each of the first 2 games. Here's a batting order that the Nighthawks will put up against Trinity's Ohana Brown. Leading off in left field is Avery Shep, Addison Malden. And the cleanup hitters in right field, Adriana Killingsworth. Batting 5th, playing 3rd base is Ava Nunez. Batting 6th, doing the catching, Jalen Balapendo. Batting 7th, playing 2nd base will be Elizabeth Soto. And batting 8th, the designated player, Grace Hodges. Batting 9th, playing center field is Hallie Stewart. Facing Ohana Brown, who had a good night at the plate last night and now makes her collegiate debut in the circle. Avery Shepard takes the first pitch low for ball 1. Doing the pitching for the Nighthawks will be Amber Griffin. 1 ball, no strikes. Brown is ready and delivers and catches the inside corner with a fastball to even up the count at 1-1. We're going to take a moment to say hello to TBC Eagles men's basketball head coach and athletic director, Mr. John D. Jones. And John, you just got back from a long trip to Mississippi and to Pensacola, had a 1-1 split. Welcome back to TBC.
Thank you. Yes, both the men's and women's basketball teams just rolled back in a few moments ago, and it's great to arrive back in Jacksonville on this beautiful, a little breezy day, but great day for softball.
Ground ball towards second. That should be an easy play, and it is made. Second baseman Jordan Hartung, one of our returning players, and that is out number 1. And Coach, this team much different than the team that went to the national championship tournament last year, but last night I know you got to watch a little bit of the first game, and tell us about what you saw last night.
Yeah, I was very impressed. Coach Regulacion, and we have a new head coach of the program. He's done so far to get our team ready to play and compete, and so just happy for him, for the new coaching staff, for all the players, as they were able to experience that success on the first night of the season.
Holly Campbell, the shortstop, in the box. Fouled off the first pitch, no balls and a strike. Brown delivers this one in the dirt. You got the win, Coach, Thursday night at Southeastern Baptist. Played a very close game at Pensacola. It seemed like every time you got to within a couple of points, the PCC Eagles just wouldn't let you get that game-tying bucket.
Yeah, and, you know, we it's a long trip. I don't want to make excuses. We played probably one of the best basketball games of the season on Thursday night. Then to turn right around the very next night, I felt like I was watching two different teams. And the team factor, we got outworked, we got out-rebounded. Credit to a very good PCC squad.
They won it at the Lonros at the end of the game. And
they did, and sometimes that's what you experience when you go on the road. And we try to keep our guys focused on what we can control, not the things that are outside of our control. And certainly officials and how the game is called is something that you can't control. So you deal with it as it comes and try to make plays.
Strike one right down the middle, the first baseman, Addison Malden. Of course, Coach, you're not far removed from that 8-game winning streak. Then you had the trip to Bob Jones and Toccoa, came back, got the win against Southeastern Baptist. Still a lot of South Region action coming up for you the rest of the season, and they're all on the home court.
All on the home court, so we're looking forward to that. We've got this tough stretch of road games behind us, and that stretch. So we would like doesn't look great, but they've had numerous one-possession losses. That if any one of those games go a little bit different, you know, their whole season would be redefined. So they're very tough out as well.
No balls and 2 strikes to Adriana Killingsworth, trying to drive in the game's first run. Coach, this softball team, I know you watched what you could, but you had your game to get ready for. Last night, Piper Young, just 1 unearned run in a complete game shutout. Lana Fletcher, just 2 runs, also in a complete game victory. Of course, not a shutout first game, but 2 terrific outings.
Yeah. One
of our seniors and one of our new players.
Well Lana has defined our program for the last 4 years. She's just a tremendous pitcher and is proven. And but one thing that I talked to Coach Ray about this past week that he was excited about was the depth of our pitching staff right now.
Well, we're battling with that wind blowing right in on our microphone, so the sound may be a little staticky, but we're talking with Athletic Director Coach John D. Jones of TBC Eagles, and there's a pop foul to the right side, and that one's going to land out of play, and the count 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, Coach, you got 5 South Region games left. Again, very even competition. The good news is you're at home. You don't have to worry about the travel. You guys can get some rest, keep up with their classwork, and there's a reason they're called student athletes and not just college athletes.
Absolutely. So we'll be back in our regular study hall sessions this week and making sure that we're in a good position academically so that all of our guys can be full participants at regional and national tournaments.
And that South Region tournament will be in Kissimmee at Johnson University of Florida this year, both the women's and the men's tournament. And the pitch is just off the outside corner. That one could have gone either way. That's ball 4, puts Killingsworth at first. Holly Campbell standing there at third. And the third baseman, Ava Nunez, at the plate. Brown thought she had strike 3. That ball, from our vantage point, could have been called either way.
I totally agree. I thought we were getting out of the inning on that one.
In this Thomas team, they can hit the ball. You don't want to give them free base runners. Members of the very, very good NAIA Sun Conference. And the first pitch misses up and away. That is Morgan Wells behind the plate. And I said this last night, Coach, I'm always going to remember that big 10-run inning we had against Miami Hamilton last year. And Morgan with that game-tying 3-run triple, followed 2 batters later by Allie Thrash's 2-run dinger.
Yeah.
There's a looper that's going to drop foul. Thrash gave it a good effort, but it was out of her reach. 1 ball and 1 strike. In case you're just joining us, Avery Shepard led off with a ground ball. Holly Campbell doubled down to left field line, advanced to third on a ground ball to short. Killingsworth walked, and that's where we stand. We're in the top of the first. Pull up a chair, a whole lot of softball action. This is it for TBC Athletics today. One of the rarities that we have just one team in action. Swing and a miss, and that is strike 2. I was about to write down a strikeout, but we get 3 strikes on this level.
Absolutely. It's nice to see her ahead of the count here. See if she can get this last out.
Ball and 2 strikes. Brown winds and delivers. Just above the strike zone, a delayed steal. The throw to second, back to the plate, gets by Wells. And that's also going to allow Killingsworth to advance to third. So both players will get credit for a stolen base. The run scores, that's Holly Campbell. And then on the overthrow, that'll be an error, allowing the runner to take third base. This is a team you don't want to make those kinds of mistakes with.
No, you're right.
So runner at third now. 2 outs, 1-0, Thomas leads. And a pitch from Brown. Misses up and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Brown had a chance to get out of the inning, but the Nighthawks stole a run. And now Brown is ready, and the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that does retire the side. Unfortunately, however, for the Eagles, the Nighthawks do steal a run, and after a half inning of play, lead 1-0, and we'll be back after this 30-second message from the NCCAA. The Nighthawks got a run in the top of the first, a double steal that allowed Holly Campbell to score. Brown then got a strikeout to get out of the inning. So the Eagles coming to bat for the first time today. They will face pitcher Amber Griffin, obviously making her 23. Here's a lineup that the Eagles will send up against Griffin. Leading off is the catcher Morgan Wells. Batting second, playing second base, Jordan Hartung. The pitcher is Ohana Brown. She will bat third. The cleanup hitter, Kaylee Duig, is playing third base. Batting fifth at shortstop, last night's Game 1 winning pitcher, Piper Young. Batting sixth, playing first base, is Allie Thrash. Batting seventh in left field, Kaylee Barnett. Batting eighth, playing center field, is Ebony Medina. And rounding out the batting order, right fielder, Maggie Olive. Morgan Wells at the plate to lead things off. She was 2 for 6 in that doubleheader last night and takes the first pitch, fastball up and away. Wells also drew a walk, so she was on base 3 times. Was the catcher in the opener, played left field in the nightcap. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch. Well, started to go, but held up in time to take ball 2 up above the zone. So ahead in the count is a leadoff hitter. 2 balls, no strikes. And Griffin is ready, and the pitch. That's a strike. Wells taking that one all the way ahead in the count. One of the jobs of the leadoff hitter is to make that pitcher work, get some good pitches to swing at. Count of 2-1. And a changeup. Wells waited on it, but got under it and lifted it high into center field. The wind howling straight in, knocked that one down a bit, and the catch is made by Hallie Stewart. So 1 away, brings up second baseman Jordan Hartung. Last night, Hartung played in game 2. 1 for 3, drove in a run, and scored 1. Eagles won that game 4-2. Good hard fastball right down the middle. Head coach of the Thomas University Nighthawks, Jessica Sanders, assisted by Ralph Sanders. That fastball just off the outside corner, and the count is evened up at 1-1. Ball and a strike. And Griffin delivers. There's a chopper towards short. The throw to first. Hartung hustling. It was a pretty close play, but Campbell clearly got her in time for number 2. So 2 outs, base is empty, and the pitcher, Ohana Brown, will step to the plate. Last night, Ohana Brown was 4 for 6 overall, combined in the doubleheader. She drove in a run and scored 2. She also stole 2 bases, 2 for 2 in that category. And now Brown doing the pitching today and batting third. And a first pitch to Brown, good swing, and she fouls it off to the right side. Thank you to Coach Jones for joining us in the top half of the first inning. He's going to check out some of the ball game and then start getting ready for Tuesday night when the South Region's Trinity College of Florida Tigers come to Jacksonville for a big South Region contest. No balls and a strike. Brown digs in and delivers. A changeup. Brown did not bite. Nighthawks fans, a pretty good number of them in attendance today, wanted that pitch, but they did not get the call. So a ball and a strike. And a chopper right back to the box. Griffin able to make the snare and get the out at first, and that ends the inning. Eagles go down in order in the first, and after 1, it's Thomas 1, TBC nothing. We go to the top of the second. Thomas leads 1-0. A stolen base, a double steal actually. Holly Campbell scored on the front end of it, and that's been the summary so far. Jalen Villalpando leads things off for the Nighthawks, and Brown's first pitch is fouled off. 6, 7, and 8 due up for Thomas here in the second. Villalpando, Elizabeth Soto, and Grace Hodges are the scheduled hitters. Brown allowed 1 hit and 1 earned run in that first inning. No balls and a strike, and the pitch misses the outside corner to even things up. So 1-1 to count. Brown making her college pitching debut. Like we said when she batted, she had a terrific outing at the plate last night, 4 for 6. And a strike called on the outside corner, a little bit of a delay. The umpires in softball, a lot of times they'll say strike and then a moment later raise that right hand. So on a close pitch, it may be hard to tell at times. So Hannah Brown, a freshman from Atlanta, delivers and has this one fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jalen Villalpando at the plate for the Nighthawks. She is a senior from Albuquerque, New Mexico, enjoying her final season of college softball. After today, Jalen, we hope you have a good season. That one misses down and in, evens up the count at 2-2. Villalpando, hopefully I'm saying that name correctly, does the catching for the Nighthawks. This is a very large roster, close to 40 players listed, and a high fly ball in the shallow right field. That's going to drop down for a hit. The wind blowing in hard took the ball away from Maggie Olive and benefited the hitter, so a leadoff single here in the second. Under normal conditions, Olive makes that catch, but again, the wind just howling straight in. I didn't check, but appears to be around 15 miles per hour. Brown with the pitch, misses upstairs. Villalpando looking like she was ready to take off for second. Put on the brakes. Wells loves to throw the ball, and she's very good at it. 1 ball, no strikes. She cut down a night in game 1. There's a bunt. That's going to be a base hit as it gets by Ohana Brown, and the Nighthawks have the first 2 on. They haven't hit the ball hard at all, but there are 2 on with nobody out. Hopefully everything is all right on the live feed. Battling a lot of wind here. Sometimes that could interfere. First pitch from Brown is called a strike. Ball got away from Wells, but not far enough for an advance. Grace Hodges, the designated player. She's at the plate for the first time this season. And wind gusting very hard straight in from center field right now. No balls and a strike. Just looked like they were taking off. As soon as the ball leaves the pitcher's hand, they are allowed to break contact with the bag. I just squared around a bunt, fouled it off, so she's down, no balls and 2 strikes. And Brown ready and a pitch, and there's a ground ball towards second. Hartung will bobble the ball, and everybody's safe. That's going to be an error on the second baseman. Villalpando at third, Soto at second, Hodges aboard, nobody out. The Nighthawks with a big threat going on in the top of the second. Number 9 hitter, Hallie Stewart, center fielder at the plate. So a bloop single, a bunt single, and a bobbled ground ball has opened the door for the Nighthawks. First pitch misses upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Other than the wind, it is gorgeous out here. Temperatures around 60 degrees. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner. Good patience by Stewart. Bases loaded. She wants to make sure she gets a good pitch to hit. This ball 4 brings home a run. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out, and the pitch. That one just missed the batter's elbow, and the count is 2-1. Brown ready. Here's a 2-1. And that one misses high for ball 3. And Ohana Brown must hit the strike zone with this next pitch. Thomas baseball comes to Trinity Baptist Tuesday afternoon at 3 p.m. We will not be able to stream here on the YouTube channel because we have the conference basketball game to do that night. And the pitch, swing and a miss, and the count is full. If we're able to do so, the baseball team will stream that doubleheader on their Facebook page, TBC Eagles Baseball. Not 100% guaranteed at this time. Here's the payoff pitch. High pop-up. Over near the dugout and out of play. Eagles baseball got underway last weekend down at Fort Lauderdale. Very good, solid pitching by both Eagles teams. Fort Lauderdale also nicknamed the Eagles. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And a high pop foul out of play once again. So if nothing else, Stewart is making Brown throw a bunch of pitches. Three balls, 2 strikes. And Brown delivers. Strike 3 called right at the top of the zone. That was a big strikeout, and now a ground ball double play would get Brown out of the inning. That's her second strikeout. But now she must face the top of the order, Avery Shepard. Nothing out of 1, a ground ball to second to lead off the ball game. And Brown delivers the first pitch upstairs. She's trying to do a magic trick to get out of a bases loaded, nobody out jam. Not really of her own doing. A bloop single that the wind took away from the right fielder. A bunt single. And there's a smash toward the gap. That may clear the bases. 1 run is in. Another runner around third. Here comes the third one. And Shepard on her way to third with a 3-run double. And the Nighthawks lead 4-0. Make that a 3-run triple. She went all the way to third on the plate without stopping. Lapindo scores, Soto scores, Hodges comes all the way around from first. So the bobbled ball, even though it allowed 1 base runner on, it really changed the pitching style that Brown had to face, and that led to a 3-run triple off the bat of Avery Shepard. Of course, those are her first 3 RBIs of the season. So Shepard now at third, 1 out. Shortstop Holly Campbell at the plate. And the first pitch misses low and inside. Hodges' run will be unearned. She reached on the error. Here's the 1-0. That's a hot shot to third. Got a play at the plate. Wells chases the runner back. Piper Young charging toward home. Another runner racing toward third. There's going to be a tag out of both players at third base. If they're both on the bag, then the lead runner gets possession, and the trailing runner is the one called out. Umpires are going to sort through the situation. Wells was able to put on the tag for both players. So Shepard remains at third. Credit Holly Campbell, though. She hustled all the way around, saw an opportunity. That's a fielder's choice. And she is out 5-2, 5-1-2. And credit Morgan Wells. She hustled from the plate to cover third base and was able to apply the tag. And the coaches and the batters are going to give Wells a chance to make sure everything's all right. But what a terrific defensive play, especially by Wells. That runner stayed at third, and there are now 2 out. While we have an opportunity, we'll go ahead and check the upcoming games for both the Nighthawks and the Eagles. Thomas University will be at Point University. It's a little while before their next doubleheader. That's Friday, February 17th. Then the next day on the 18th at Reinhardt University. 25th at Middle Georgia State University. It's going to be a while before the Nighthawks are on the home field. They're going to participate in the Gulf Shores Invitational Tournament from March 3rd to March 5th. And then finally, they'll have their home opener at College of Coastal Georgia, and that'll be a Sun Conference matchup. That's on Friday, March 10th. Looks like we're ready to resume play. Addison Malden, the first baseman, at the plate. 0 for 1, a ground ball to short in the first inning. Nighthawks have scored 3 here in the second and lead 4-0. First pitch right down the middle for a strike. No balls and a strike. Brown delivers, and a hot shot right toward the Eagles' dugout. Makes the count 0-2. Campbell looking to tack on another run for the Nighthawks. Eagles will have 4, 5, and 6 due up in the bottom half of the second inning. The top half has taken a while, and the pitch. There's a slow roller toward first. Thrash will pick it up and step on the bag, and that ends the inning. However, for the Nighthawks, they get 3 runs, 2 of those earned. Leave a runner at third, but after an inning and a half, it's Thomas 4, TBC nothing. Eagles are trying to come from behind, now trailing 4-0. They led the entire first game last night, came back late in game 2, won that one 4-2, so this is their biggest deficit they've had so far. They'll start things off with third baseman Kaylee Duig, followed by shortstop Piper Young and first baseman Allie Thrash. Duig hit the ball pretty well most of last night. Nothing to show for it in 7 at-bats, but she played very good third base, and her defense helped keep Payne off the board. It's not always getting the hits and driving in runs, but preventing other runs is just as, if not more, important. 1 ball, no strikes to Duig, looking for her first collegiate hit. And a pitch. That one's right down the middle to even up the count. Kylie Duig, a freshman from Lithia, Florida, plays anywhere on the diamond that the coach asks her to play. And the pitch swung on and missed, a good sinking fastball, and it's 1-2. Eagles' next doubleheader next Saturday, February 11th, 10 a.m. against Kentucky Christian University. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and that one is high for ball 2. On February 11th, however, we're going to be in the gymnasium live streaming women's and men's basketball against Bob Jones University. Here's a 2-2. That one just below the knees, and Griffin really wanted to call but didn't get it. Next weekend is also Hall of Fame Day here at Trinity Baptist College. 4 brand new inductees will be officially entered into the Eagles Hall of Fame. Chopper towards third. That's a fair ball right on the line. And a throw to first is in time for the out. Nunez got on top of that one, threw it low. Malden able to dig that one out of the dirt. And Griffin retired the first 4 hitters she has faced. Shortstop Piper Young at the plate. We told you what she did on the mound in game 1. At the plate, she was officially 1 for 3, also drew a couple of walks and drove in a pair of runs. And a pitch, good swing and a foul to the right side. Young had a 2-run hit in the first inning of game number 1. That was the official game-winning run. Didn't start game 2, but ended up playing shortstop as well. 2 balls and a strike, and the pitch. Change up and fisted to the second baseman, and that is caught. Elizabeth Soto puts it away for out number 2. Well, in game 2 last night, Eagles went down in order in each of the first 2 innings. Then they got on the board in the third and came from behind with a 3-run fifth to win it. Holly Thrash at the plate. 1 for 1 last night. Also walked and scored a run. Takes the first pitch fastball for a strike. Last night's doubleheader, in case you missed it, was TBC's season opener. Swing and a miss from Thrash, and she's down, no balls, 2 strikes. On the 13th, Trinity will head downtown to take on NCAA Division II Edward Waters University. No balls, 2 strikes, and this one in the dirt. Count now 1-2. Then on Valentine's Day, we're here at 3 p.m. as the Eagles play Bruton Parker College. Here's a 1-2. Swing and a miss at a changeup, and that will retire the side. That's the first strikeout for Amber Griffin, but she has retired all 6 batters faced. And after 2, it's Thomas 4, Trinity nothing. We head to the top of the third with Thomas leading 4-0. They got 1 run in the first. Holly Campbell, after doubling, ended up stealing home on a double steal, and then Thomas got 3 in the second, a 3-run triple from Avery Shepard, and that's your scoring summary. Leading off the top of the third will be hitters 4, 5, and 6. Adriana Killingsworth, Ava Nunez, and Jalen Villalpando. Lana Brown has pitched 2 innings, 4 runs, 3 of those earned. And Brown getting ready for her first pitch, and it is taken inside for ball 1. Hello to Coach Judy Allen, letting us know she's watching us on the live feed. Her women's basketball team, just like the men, won at Southeastern Baptist on Thursday night. Split that doubleheader Thursday-Friday night, road trip, I should say. Coach Allen has also led the women's basketball team to a good record in the South region, and they still have a few games left. There's a ground ball to short, a hustle down to first base, and the throw is just in time. Killingsworth motored down and came very close to beating out that ground ball for a base hit. So 1 out, base is empty. Very good idea for Brown to keep that leadoff hitter off base. Avian Nunez, the third baseman at the plate, number 5 in the batting order. High pop-up on the infield. Piper Young having to battle the sun, but she hangs on for the catch. There are clouds overhead, but directly over the field, it's bright and sunny. Young had to do everything she could think of to block the sun from her eyes. 2 outs, base is empty. Jalen Villalpando started that 3-run rally an inning ago with a bloop single into right. That's the one the wind had knocked down away from Maggie Oliver, and she scored on that 3-run triple. No balls and a strike. Brown ready and the pitch. There's a chopper towards short. Young Fields lost her footing but regained control of herself and made a terrific strong throw across the diamond. And that retires a side, and Brown gets the Nighthawks in order in the top of the third. Bottom third of the batting order coming up for the Eagles, but they trail 4-0. Hitters 7, 8, and 9 due up for the Eagles. That's Kaylee Barnett, Ebony Medina, Maggie Oliver. And if anybody gets on, top of the order, Wells, Hartung, and Brown would follow. Amber Griffin has not allowed a base runner through her first 2. She has struck out 1. First batter that she'll face this inning is left fielder Kaylee Barnett. Last night, Barnett was 1 for 5 in the doubleheader. She was hit by a pitch, and she scored a run. Amber Griffin ready with the first pitch of the inning, and fastball swung on upstairs. No balls and a strike. And the 0-1 on the way, and a foul tip makes it 0-2. Good crowd on hand. Thomas University from Thomasville, Georgia. About a 3.5-hour ride. I-10 and US 19. They brought a pretty good number of fans with them, and they usually do. Glad that they're here in the ballpark today. No balls and 2 strikes, and a pitch. High pop-up just to the edge of the dirt, and the catch is made. Holly Campbell camps under it. 1 away. Eagles are making contact, but they've had some pop-ups and they've had some ground balls fielded very well by the Nighthawks defenders. Ebony Medina at the plate. Base is empty, 1 out. Last night, Ebony had 2 hits and 5 official plate appearances, and that one moves outside for ball 1. She also drove in a run and scored 1. One ball, no strikes. Medina, one of our brand new Eagles, and almost everyone on this team can play all over the diamond. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fastball in the inside corner. And the pitch. And that one called a strike as well. Medina tried to check and went around a little too far, so it's 1-2. Wind has calmed down just a little bit, still blowing pretty sharply. That one high, a check swing, and they're going to check down and say she went around a little too far. Strikeout number 2 for Amber Griffin, and she has retired the first 8 hitters. Maggie Oliver, the right fielder, steps in. Olive last night, hitless in 3 at-bats. And the pitch. Fastball in the outside corner. No balls and a strike. That one in on the hands and grounded towards first. Defense does its job as Soto covers, and that ends the inning. 3-4 on the putout. 3 innings for Amber Griffin without allowing a base runner, and after 3, it's 4-0 Thomas. The Nighthawks have 7, 8, and 9 due up in the top of the 4th. Elizabeth Soto, Grace Hodges, Hallie Stewart. Barring any changes, and there you get a look at head coach Jessica Sanders as she heads over to the third base coach's box. She and her team lead 4-0 as Soto steps in to lead things off. Elizabeth Soto had that bunt single in the 2nd inning. That put 2 on with nobody out. She scored on the triple from Shepard. And a high pop foul out of play. Balls and a strike. Brown got her first 1, 2, 3 inning of the game in the 3rd. Balls and a strike. And that one hits the batter, and the leadoff hitter is aboard. Soto trots on down to first. Brings up Grace Hodges, who reached on an error and scored a run in the 2nd. Let's see what Coach Sanders has in mind with the runner at first and nobody out. Brown's first pitch, runner's going. Puts on the brakes as Wells came up ready to fire. Soto didn't really get that good of a jump, so she wisely got back to first, and she might be off again. Brown delivers, there she goes, and a bunt is fouled off. So no balls, 2 strikes. Hodges, left-hand hitter, digs in. And a pitch. Check swing. She went around, and that's strike 3. I believe that was in the zone anyway, so the first out of the inning. Strikeout number 3 for Ohana Brown. Number 9 hitter, center fielder Hallie Stewart at the plate. She was called out on strikes her first time up. She has a runner at first with 1 out. And a high fly ball, well hit towards center, on its way back and gone. Even with the wind blowing in like it has been all day, Hallie Stewart put one straight over the center field wall for a 2-run homer, and the Nighthawks lead 6-0. That ball went right next to the flagpole, and she hit that one very hard. Again, the wind has been blowing in steadily up to 15 miles per hour all day long, and she cut right through that wind. So the Nighthawks lead 6-0, a conference on the mound. Top of the order, Avery Shepard, waiting to take her swings. She's the one who got the 3-run triple in the second. Credit Stewart, she got a pitch to hit, and she knew what to do with it. Shepard officially 1 for 2 with those 3 RBIs. Brown's first pitch. And that one taken low for ball 1. Ball, no strikes. And Brown delivers, and there's a line drive in the gap. That's a base hit. It'll roll to the fence. Shepard looking for her second triple. A good throw. It is in time. Did they call her safe at third? Because that throw had beaten her by plenty. Regliacion wants to appeal. And it looks like Shepard is in there with her second triple of the day. No, they've called her out. But that goes down as a double. And 7-5 on the putout, making that throw, Kaylee Barnett. 2 outs, bases empty. Holly Campbell at the plate. Hard ground ball off Young, and that's going to be a base hit. Young had to range far to her right, got her glove on it. Would have been a very difficult play anyway. So Campbell is aboard for the 3rd time today. She doubled, fielder's choice, and now a base hit. Addison Malden at the plate, nothing out of 2. 2 runs are in, the 2-run homer by Stewart. Nighthawks have opened up a 6-0 lead. Brown delivers a first pitch, a little bit outside. Malden able to hold up just in time. One ball, no strikes. And a looper down the left field line and foul. Count of 1-1. And a line drive into center field. That's on the ground. Here's a runner around second on her way to third. The trailer heading on into second. The throw is not in time. That's going to be a single for Malden. Campbell goes first to third. And Malden takes second base on the throw. So second and third, 2 outs. Now at the plate is Killingsworth. Time called as just a little bit of equipment adjustment out there at second base. Adriana Killingsworth has walked, stolen a base, and grounded out. And this one misses low and inside. That stolen base was on the back end of the double steal in the first, on which Campbell took home. And a pitch. This one is in the dirt. Killingsworth now ahead in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. Brown winds and delivers. Oh, that's ball 4. I missed one of the pitches. That's my mistake. And now the bases are loaded with 2 outs. And it looks like we're going to have a change as Coach Sanders is talking to the home plate umpire. 2 runs are in, and the Nighthawks are threatening for more. Trying to see who the runner at first base is. Taking over for Killingsworth. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and Brown's first pitch is a fastball that misses outside. The pinch runner at first base, Sierra Tanner. There's a ground ball to third. Young over to first in time, and that retires the side. Nunez hit the ball sharply, but Young made a really nice play. Nighthawks get 2 on the 2-run homer from Hallie Stewart, and we go to the bottom of the 4th. Nighthawks lead at 6-0. We go to the bottom of the 4th. The Eagles have to rally from behind 6-0. Sierra Tanner, who pinch ran for Killingsworth, has stayed in the game. She's now playing second base, and the new right fielder, the designated player Grace Hodges, has now gone in defensively. And Coach Regulacion is talking to the home plate umpire for some potential lineup changes of his own. Morgan Wells is the scheduled hitter, followed by Hartung and Brown, barring any changes. Thomas got a run in the first, 3 in the second, 2 in the fourth. Eagles have yet to have a base runner. So Wells at the plate, flew out to center to start the game for the Eagles. And the first pitch, good fastball right down the middle. Balls and a strike. And that one bounces for ball 1. No word yet on either team's starting pitcher for game 2. We will end the feed once this game ends and start up a new one right as game 2 is ready to begin. Changeup dips a little too soon. Wells ahead in the count, 2 balls and a strike. Beautiful Saturday afternoon here on the west side of Jacksonville. We're at about 60 degrees. The wind is blowing hard straight in from center field. And a strike called on the inner half. Evens the count at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Amber Griffin on the mound in the circle for the Nighthawks. She has struck out 2, and again, no base runner has reached base yet. And the 2-2. Little grounder foul down the third base side. Two balls, 2 strikes. A lot of room on the ground to the right side of second base. If Wells can get it there, she was trying to go that way and punched it foul out of play. Count of 2-2. Wells digs in. Griffin delivers and misses one low. Looked like the ball might have slipped out of her fingers. And the count is full. Griffin hasn't really even had too many deep counts. Eagles have been aggressive with the bat. There's a chopper right at third and a throw to first in plenty of time. Wells hit that ball very sharply, but Nunez right in front of it to get the out at first. One of the harder hit balls off an Eagles bat so far today, and as Wells did last season, all year long, she smacked one hard only for it to find a glove. Jordan Hartung at the plate, and the first pitch is in the dirt. One ball, no strikes on Hartung. She grounded to short her first time up. And the 1-0. This one misses just below the knees. Two balls, no strikes. Thomas leads 6-0. And the pitch. Just off the inside corner, Griffin looking for the strike. Didn't get it. Satisfied with the explanation and behind in the count, 3 balls, no strikes. And Hartung digs in and ball 4, and Hartung draws the walk, the first base runner for TBC. Let's see if that can start a rally. Still no base hits allowed. And now Ohana Brown will try to change that. First pitch from Griffin to Brown, swung on and missed. No balls and a strike. Takes a moment, now gets her sign and is ready to deliver. And that one is a fastball outside for ball 2. Two balls, no strikes. Jordan Hartung drew the walk. She's at first. There's a ground ball towards second. Could be 2. To flip to second for 1. To throw to first. Not in time. Nighthawks do get the lead runner. 4-6 on the putout. Fielder's choice credited to Brown. So 2 outs with a runner at first for third baseman Kaylee Dewig. Dewig grounded out to third, her first time up. First pitch called a strike. And counts 0-1. No balls and a strike. Dewig